Morning, everyone. Hey, this is Dr. Traveler with Live to 121, where we help to inspire and help those who are interested in living a longer and more fulfilled life. It's a Monday, and I have a few little thoughts for the day. It was Mother's Day yesterday, and anyway, my goal and objective yesterday was to try and I guess you could say that the stereotypical things that my wife and or mother or mother-in-law did, I wanted to try to do to try to lift that burden. Now, I hate to fall into stereotypes, but typically at our home, my mother-in-law, like on a Sunday, will typically fix a beautiful dinner. My father-in-law will help. But she will be in charge of that. On most given days, my wife is in charge of making sure that everyone is fed and taken care of, and the cleaning and things. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was straight and good, and that the meal was taken care of, and kind of, again, the things that she had done. I was exhausted. Like, at the end of the day, it felt like I had run a marathon. It was very difficult, and it was very stressful. I was trying not to ask for her help. I didn't want, I was trying to look up everything online as far as just preparing things that she had normally done, and I wouldn't say that I failed. I didn't fail, but I did have to ask for a little bit of help, some clarification, and I've always really tried to appreciate my wife and the other women in my life, but yesterday I tried to just step my game up a little bit, and I discovered that I have been underappreciating and underhelping, and so I will do better. That's my goal and objective. But anyway, we had a great day. The kids tried to spoil my wife and my mother-in-law. My mom's up north, and I got to talk with her. It was just great. I really enjoy Mother's Day. I love trying to honor the women in my life a little more than normal. I try to do that normally. Anyway, it was just a good day. Here is the newest turn of events. So my brother-in-law kind of started this a Melon Cleanse. I've done numerous cleanses and purification programs and different things. I obviously am very interested in health, and anytime that I try to recommend something to a patient, I will try and do it myself first. But I've never done a cleanse quite like this one. Now, I know that they're very popular where you just eat one thing, but I've never done one of those. This is the first time. It's a 5-day cleanse. It's called the Melon Cleanse. In a nutshell, day one. So today is day one. We eat cantaloupe only. So it's cantaloupe today, watermelon, and you'll see it goes up and down. So cantaloupe, watermelon, papaya on Wednesday, and then we go back to watermelon, and then we end with cantaloupe. So cantaloupe, watermelon, papaya, watermelon, cantaloupe. And those are the days. There's anyway, I'll put up in the comments on both my personal Facebook and on the Live to 121 pages. I'll put up the details of this cleanse that we're trying. Really, I'll be honest with you. I've always talked about, and if you check out my diet stuff, I say, be careful with being super strict and stressful. This one should be nice. 5 days, I can handle that. And really, I've oftentimes said the things that help us to stay healthier, and it's been proven if you check out the Harvard studies, it's our relationships. I really am excited to do this with a group. I think there's 10 of us doing it in my family. my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my wife, my 2 daughters have decided to join in. So I cut up though 7 cantaloupes yesterday. That was my job, and 2 watermelons, and then I was done. I couldn't, we have more, but I was like, I'm spent. I can only cut up so many melons. So that's going to be the message of this week as well. I'll try and keep you up to date. I have not even eaten my cantaloupe yet because it's just 8:15, and I try and push back breakfast a little bit. Had a big dinner, you know, that I fixed yesterday. And I don't care what some people say that when you fix the food that you're not hungry for. I was starving, and it wasn't the normal stuff that I usually get from my wife or my mother-in-law, but it was good. I had to try some online stuff. So anyway, ate lots of food yesterday. I'm going into my Melon Cleanse. I'll keep everybody up to date, and hopefully it's a success and I don't have too many bowel problems. Like I said, I've never tried just eating one food for an entire day. This is a first for me. I've done a lot of them, but this one's new. Okay, that's the thought. Don't know how inspiring or what, but I guess we'll see how it goes with the cleanse. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and we'll see how it goes. All right, everybody. Have a great Monday and a great week. All right. Happy Tuesday morning, everybody. Today, I've got to get out for a walk. mostly because, okay, so those of you who saw yesterday, I started a Melon Cleanse yesterday. We did it with our family. There's a group of like family and friends. I did partly succumb to peer pressure. I'm always interested in diet things though, just to see how they affect the body. And I've done, I don't know, a bunch of different cleanses. I'm mostly just curious. Oftentimes when patients come in and they want to know, you know, what about this cleanse? What about this diet? What about this? I at least want to have some sort of experience with it. So I'm not going to say that I've tried every diet and every cleanse out there, but if there's a group or something and someone just says, hey, do you want to do this? I'm usually game. Not always, but usually. And anyway, so this one involves the Melon Cleanse. It's a 5-day cleanse, which is a piece of cake, 5 days. But it is interesting. So day 1 was yesterday. We could only eat cantaloupe. You can only eat cantaloupe for the whole day. And then day 2 is today is watermelon, which is going to be so much easier for me, at least. Day 3 is papaya. That one's going to be kind of a challenge, and then there's some different lemon water and stuff, and then it comes back down with the reverse. So then Thursday's watermelon, Friday's cantaloupe, and then you're done. But here's been the interesting. I'm reading a book called The Mind-Gut Connection, and you know, when I got home yesterday, it was really funny. So my wife and my girls, my young girls, so I've got a 12 and a 9-year-old girl, they decided to jump in and do it. It was just a rough day coming home. I mean, we've even done some fasting with church and stuff, and I don't even know that I've seen them that kind of reactive about their diet. Anyway, so they just said, this is so hard, and then they started to say, well, if it on the papaya day, so I said, well, try some papaya. They hated it. So then the girls dropped out. So then, you know, we lost 2. One of my brother-in-law's friends, he dropped out very, he just said, this is crazy. Why are we torturing ourselves? But here's the thing is, I listened to this mind-gut connection. I'm finding it very interesting to hear the scientific explanation of this. Our enteric nervous system, we basically have a second brain that, so and it's funny because how God works and creates this body of ours. We've got a brain, and actually they said that the weight of our bacteria in our body that helps to run our digestive system, the good bacteria, weighs almost exactly the same as our brain. And so it's very interesting as I've watched and read this book and experienced this through this Melon Cleanse, how it affects my brain. That's why I said today I really had to get out for a walk, because I kind of need to distract myself. I've oftentimes said when I read through this Melon Cleanse thing, I thought this is going to be pretty easy because, I mean, you actually get to eat and it's good food, melon. But it's been a test. And it seems like everybody's kind of struggling where you can only eat that one food. It's a test of will, and I didn't think it would be as difficult as it's been, but it's been a challenge. I feel pretty good. I still haven't eaten. I tried to keep my same schedule, so I usually don't eat breakfast for a little bit. I've had to change my workouts a little bit. I haven't been working out as heavy, just mostly been walking, which is like this, but feeling good. And I'm excited to continue to read this mind-gut connection book to kind of make sense. I think it's interesting. Today, as I was writing in my journal, I just thought, what do I want to create for the day? And I want to create kind of some introspection. As I start to get hangry, as my girls and my wife described it, what is it about our diet that makes us so emotional? And as I read this book, I'm seeing that there are a lot of scientific studies that show this connection between our emotions and the food. And here's the thing that I've always said is that we don't crave what we need. We crave what we're used to. And so as I've been trying to make these changes away from maybe some foods that I've eaten in the past, I'm running into some resistance from my body. It's really, which is that enteric nervous system, my gut, the microflora is just saying, I don't know if I can handle this. But that's the challenge, right? Is that I think oftentimes if we really want to and make some changes, be it wherever we're at in life, but especially with our digestive system and diets, we have to be able to say, I really want to do this change. And we need our mental brain to push through our enteric brain, our stomach, they're trying to control us as well, and with a lot of different things and emotions. So anyway, just kind of some feedback. It's been a little rough, but I haven't eaten breakfast, and I ate dinner, which was all just cantaloupe last night, pretty late. I'm about to eat some watermelon, and I'm going to be really happy, I think. And once I get some of that red goodness in my belly, I'll be a little bit better. Anyway, interested in a nice book. I can't remember the author's name. I'll have to put it in the link below. I'll put a link to, once I get this posted, I'll put a link to the Melon Cleanse again. I put that up yesterday. Just some of the details of that. I have no connection to it, just if you're interested. And then also, I'll mention the author and this book, The Mind-Gut Connection, if you're interested in looking at any of that. So anyway, just some, you get to hear me complain, I guess, a little bit about going on a diet, but I think it's kind of cool to see how you can become your own experiment if you look at it the right way. Okay, have a happy Tuesday. Hey everybody, good morning. It's Thursday. Thought for the day. It's going to be a quick one. I think, I don't know, sometimes I get talking and they turn out to be longer than I'm thinking, but I try and keep them about 10 minutes or less. So, as many of you have been following, made a few specific comments to me about this cleanse. Okay, so here's the deal. I want to talk a little bit about cleanses, okay? First of all, God gave us organs to help cleanse our body, okay? Liver, kidneys, lungs, skin, all of those are detoxifying organs. They all can be helpful. So no, I wouldn't say that we need, how do I want to verbalize this exactly? I wouldn't say that we need to go super aggressive on frequent cleanses, especially too crazy. That's why this one didn't feel too out of the ordinary to me. I mean, 5 days, it has been a little unique. I would have to say my energy levels are probably down a little bit, mostly from yesterday. I was feeling pretty good. Today, I haven't been able to eat yet, so I'm about to eat. It's watermelon day again. So again, to review for those, Monday I ate nothing but cantaloupe. This is a melon cleanse. I can put it in the post again. Monday was cantaloupe. Tuesday, watermelon. Wednesday is papaya, but Wednesday gets kind of complicated. You can eat papaya until noon, and then from noon to 2, you drink lemon and honey water, and then from 2 to 3, only water, and then from 3 to 5, the lemon and honey water again, and then at 5, you can eat papaya again. That's the only complicated day. So there's this space in the middle of the day where you only drink water or some sort of honey and lemon water. That was my day. I felt like it felt a little bit more like a fast, like I was fasting, where you just kind of have that, sink of the energy. And so that's been an interesting day. Today is back to watermelon. My energy levels are a little low, mostly because of, again, I haven't even eaten watermelon yet. And anyway, without getting into too much detail too, I've been really surprised at the amount of the lack of bowel movements. There were a few people in my family, especially following it, are like, "Are you constantly in the bathroom?" And I would say no. I've been surprised at that. And surprisingly, every time I do some sort of detox or cleanse, or if I shore up my diet a little bit, I haven't had that experience of frequent bowel movements or loose stool or anything like that. I did have a moment where I thought it was going to come on Tuesday with the watermelon. But anyway, enough with the poop talk, right? That's been, I've been surprised with the lack of that. Lots of frequent urination, and I find that, I think my kidneys are what go into hyperdrive whenever I make a big change like this. So the kidneys have been working overtime. Lots of, I have to be careful drinking water. Even I have to stop drinking water at like 7 if I want to sleep without the need to get up multiple times in the night. But what I would say is, no, I don't think cleanses are this super necessary thing that you have to do. Like I said, I feel like part of this is social because it was a family thing. There was a group of friends and family who are doing it, and I enjoy I guess misery loves company, right? So we're all going through this together. It hasn't been a terribly difficult cleanse, but they are interesting to do. I think that anything that pulls our mind away from just the regular mundane, and especially we do eat too much processed foods. So I think to every so often, I don't even know if you need to call it a cleanse, but to take a step back from your regular diet and to say, what am I eating? What have been my experiences? Am I suffering from gut and bowel problems? What are my moods like? We talked about the link between the gut and the brain, and I continue to read that book, now I forgot what it's called, the gut brain link or something like that. I can't remember. I'll have to pull it up. I'll put it in the post again. But to just take a step back from your regular diet, check and see what you are trying to accomplish. If you want any help, if you have any questions, you can put them in the post. Patients come in with a lot of questions and comments, and so just take that opportunity to step back. But anything that's going to support, so any food that's going to support mainly those 4, there are other organs, but kidneys, liver, lungs, skin. Anything that supports those is going to lead to added detoxification, increased purification. It's going to change the way that your digestive system is acting. It's going to change your mood. And so I would just say to keep an eye on all of that stuff. So that's kind of my thought coming into Thursday as I come to the end. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited. The one thing that I thought this was gonna be super simple and easy. The hardest part is most other cleanses that I've done have just been kind of specific with the diet, meaning you couldn't eat just certain foods, you're trying to eat really clean. I've never had just I can only eat this one food. And it's been a little bit boring. I'm not gonna lie on that. I kind of just think, man, if I could like cook the melon, I guess, or have it, and I guess we can blend it, but I think that we are designed to have a variety of foods, and that's why I like that this is just short. So 5 days of kind of focus to see where I'm at has been good. So if you're interested in doing a cleanse, message me. If you're interested in what diets I think are helpful, message me. Watch in the past, I've done some on diets. I don't think that one diet works for everybody, so it really depends on how you do with your carbohydrates versus fats versus proteins. It's not as simple as I just need to do this diet. And those who say that it is, I don't think truly understand how different everyone is and their microbiomes and their needs. And so don't ever judge anybody on their diet, I would say, and do what works best for you. And if you're not happy with something in your health, physically, mentally, socially, spiritually, then make those changes. And that is the purpose of this Live to 121, to help people not necessarily live to be 121, but to at least make it feel that way, that you live a fulfilled, happy life, and that you're doing those things that will help you to accomplish your goals, whatever those are. Okay? All right. Happy Thursday. Hope everybody has. All right, everybody. Happy Friday. I am so ready for this Friday to be here. So all week we've been doing mostly this cleanse. I don't know if this was boring or what, but it's been interesting for me. So I'm going to give my final thoughts on how it's been. I'm going to give the goods, the bads, my final verdict on what I thought of this Melon Cleanse. Okay, so I will review the way it's gone. So today is Cantaloupe Day. There we go. Monday was Cantaloupe Day, so it begins and ends. It kind of makes this pyramid. Monday's Cantaloupe Day. Tuesday's watermelon. Simple enough. That's all I ate. I ate cantaloupe only on Monday, watermelon only on Tuesday. Wednesday got a little more complicated. It's papaya day, but you eat papaya all morning until noon. From noon until 2, you drink water with honey and lemon. That's till 2. From 2 to 3, only water. From 3 to 5, the water with lemon and honey. And from 5 until the rest of dinner, papaya again. So Wednesday is papaya day. That was probably the hardest day for me. That, like I said, it felt really like I was fasting. Okay. Yesterday was watermelon day again. So coming back down. Today's cantaloupe. So we're finishing with the cantaloupe again today. Okay, so let's start first with the good. The good part, depending on who you talk to, I did lose about 7 pounds. My wife, who did this with me, and a group of other people, but I know she has lost somewhere around 4 to 5 pounds as well. So, if you're looking to lose weight, I would say this is one to do it. I don't know where entirely we're losing it. I do have on my, it's Friday, so jeans day. I got the skinny jeans on, They are fitting a little less skinny, less snug. So obviously there was some loss there. Now for me, I'm gonna put that as my negatives too, as well, because I did not want to lose a ton of weight, but I knew I probably would. All right, so the other good part is it really helped me to reset and slow down. I had to slow down. I had to, I couldn't work out really. I did walks, so instead of doing my normal workouts, I would wake up and go on walks. I did really like that we were doing it as a group. That was fun. I would suggest if you decide to do this on your own, I would get a group of you to do it. We had a little Marco Polo group, and that was really fun and distracting, and it felt like it was cool to be doing this cleanse as a group. Now, at this point, I am going to say too, my sister got on and she had said, wait, you're Mr. Healthy. I thought these fad diets are not good with the ups and downs. Now, I am going to say, for me, short-term things I don't look at them as fad diets. And I also try really hard not to fall off the wagon too hard. So when it's over, I probably will splurge a bit. But really, you just want to kind of take a perspective, take a step back and say, okay, what did I learn from this? Be done with it, but also just consider, remember in the past I've talked about what you consider yourself. Just start today and say, I am a healthy person, okay? I am a healthy person, and what would a healthy person eat and take into their body? And if you do that, that typically, I mean, you can still have your splurges and things. You don't have to be super strict in eating. You don't want to create that kind of stress in your life. But at the same time, you just consider yourself, I am healthy. I'm going to do what healthy people do. And then you don't fall off the wagon. But that's why I would not call this a fad diet. I consider that, I put this more in like almost the fast category. So it's basically a 5-day fast of just melon. So it does take some stamina, some willpower. I thought it was much easier for me to do at work, where I got to be away from work. I felt bad for those who were stuck. My wife was stuck at home with the kids who were eating whatever they wanted, and she had access to whatever she wanted. And so kudos to her. She definitely killed it, did much better than I did. Now I was strict on it, but I was here at work. I mean, I basically have this available. So even if I wanted something, I was like, man, I'm really craving something, but I didn't even bring it to work. So I think that was easier. Okay, so those are kind of the goods. Now, here's some of my critiques. I just put that helped me grow, not necessarily bad. Okay, number one, energy was significantly cut. I don't want to say significantly. It was reduced. So enough that I could tell. And they suggest in there not to work out, not to do anything strenuous. And so for me, that's why I put it more in like the fasting category. I don't know that this is something that you want to do on a regular basis. And for me, I like having the energy. But I think if you say to yourself, you know what, I'm like sluggish. I feel like I need to do a little kickstart. Not a fad diet. Don't fall off the wagon. Just say, I need a kickstart. This is a nice 5-day kickstart. But my energy was down, and I did not like that. So even though I got to do I was a little more pensive, a little more meditative in just my day-to-day life this week, because your energy is kind of down. You have to take a minute to breathe and rethink it. So but that was also a negative, because usually my energy is very high and good, and I feel good. So that was a little tough. I don't like not doing my workouts. I missed not lifting and not going on runs and things like that. Okay, my other, I guess, critique you could call it, and I did state this during the week, it is a little boring. I have not had a diet where it's just like, or not a diet, but a cleanse or something where it's just like one food for the day. I've done where you reduce or you eliminate certain foods, and if that's the case, it's not too bad. But this, where it's like you can only eat one fruit for the entire day, that was a challenge for me. I was like, I need to do something different. And you can like blend it. They give different ideas of how you can prepare it differently, but I mean, how many different ways can you prepare cantaloupe, right? It's cantaloupe. And if you can't put anything on it, then that's it. It's cantaloupe. You can blend it or you can eat it. Those are your two options. Anyway, so I thought it was a little bit boring. 3, I did say as a negative, the weight loss. I did not need to lose any weight. I know that you guys, everyone feels really bad for me on that, but I also felt like the weight loss, so I lost 7 pounds, and I would be very interested. I should have done an impedance scale reading to see what my muscle mass was to start off. I didn't do that, so that was a mistake on my end. Because I feel like because I haven't been able to exercise and work out, a lot of my loss was in muscle mass. I'm sure a bunch of it was in fat as well, but I think that a bunch of that was in muscle mass. So I'm going to put that as a negative. I didn't like losing 7 pounds in 5 days for that reason, okay? And then the last thing that was really weird, but it made sense, I was thinking about it this morning. Since about Tuesday evening, I have been cold. Like, I kind of get a little chilled in the morning. My hands are a little chilly, you know, first thing. I always apologize to the first patient of the day and say, all right, sorry, you get the cold morning hands. But after that, they warm up really quickly. It's been really hard for me. Even last night, I went for a walk, and it was like outside 80 degrees. And I was like, I'm still cold. There was a little breeze, but it was 80. And I was telling my wife how chilled I was. Anyway, have not liked that. That makes sense though, because it shows me, so now I'll go from there. That was my last grow or negative, you could say. I would say that one thing that I learned is that my body really, really needs those proteins and fats. Eating carbohydrate, now even though this fruit is a carbohydrate, but it is bound to fiber. So carbohydrates bound to fiber don't spike your blood sugar. So like sugar, like a candy bar. So a lot of people will say, well, fruit's just like candy. It's not really good. Well, it's bound to a fiber, so it doesn't spike your blood sugar. The inflammation levels don't go up as high. And so really, fruit is, I mean, obviously we know eat your fruits and vegetables, but the people who are critical against fruit are mainly those who look at it just purely in the sense that it's a carbohydrate. It's not just a carbohydrate, it's bound to fiber, and it's a much better source. So that is good. But it showed me the need that I have to increase my my proteins and my fats, because I think that's what was making me freezing cold, was that also, you know, the loss of weight, 7 pounds, has to be some muscle mass loss. So I'm excited to get back to some protein levels that are closer to what I need. I am going to finish today with a massage. It says to, you can massage the body. That helps to detoxify. We talked about the detoxifying organs. The skin is one. And so that will be really helpful. I'm excited to get my massage today. And then the last thing, I thought it was really interesting that as I was doing this cleanse, that I just happened to be reading the book, The Mind-Gut Connection by Emran Mayer, MD. That's it was really interesting to see how my moods and how our moods can fluctuate. Our microbiome is so controlling, right, of like our moods. And that's why if you are going to do this, the suggestions I would give, again, do it in a group so you can kind of have that willpower together. And it's fun to just bounce the ideas off of one another. And also prepare and cut up all the fruit so that you're ready for it. Anytime you do a cleanse like this, if you have to do a lot of prep, I mean, obviously we were cutting it during the week, but I cut up the majority, like the first 2 days especially, I cut up first off. So be prepared, mentally, physically, have your food all ready. Do it in a group would be my suggestion, and use it as a reset, not necessarily as a new lifestyle change. All right? That is my final verdict on the Melon Cleanse. If you asked would I do it again, that's like asking a woman who just delivered a baby if she's going to have another baby. Right now, like I said, it was kind of boring. I can see myself in the future if there's a group, like maybe in a year or in a few months, if someone says, hey, do you want to do this Melon Cleanse with me again? I'd be like, we'll see. We'll see how I feel, see how sluggish the bowels are. So there we go. Have a great weekend. If you have any questions, send them to me. If you're interested in this, then let me know. And we will see you guys on Monday.